I trust you're having a lovely day and a beautiful time. Yeah, there's a question here right now, and I really need the honest opinion of people. Should one spend so much on a wedding party? I mean, in other words, like, should you spend so much in your wedding reception or your wedding party if you are organizing a wedding? Is it ideal for you to spend a whole lot, for you to spend so much? Is it worth it? Is there any form of award that is being given to anyone who is, you know, who spent a lot in their wedding party or in the organization of their wedding party? Is there any kind of what complimentary prize for such people? That's the question. Because a whole lot of people go through a lot of stress just to organize wedding parties, wedding events, especially in places like Nigeria, Africa. In fact, let's just put Africa as a whole. Africa is a place where when people want to do wedding, let me use Nigeria as instance or something. When people want to do weddings in Africa, you see them a whole lot of things. People spend a lot of money just to organize wedding parties. And some people go as far as, borrowing money. They borrow money just to organize these wedding parties. Is it ideal? I mean, is it worth it? Are you supposed to be borrowing money to a kind of organize a wedding party? Well, there's nothing wrong if you want to have a big party. For me, when you ask me of my honest opinion, because Africa is such a place where you see that a lot of people want to show off that very day. They want to tell you that it's my big day, like they want to do big, big things. You see a lot of people, they want to do big, big things. They just want to show. Some people, like, let me just use that word. Some people is just show off. Yeah, it's not. That is why if it's not show off, why, for instance, you don't have money, you don't have enough money, why do you have to go and borrow just for you to do wedding, just for you to please people? It happens in Africa. And let me tell you, for what you don't know, when people gather that very day, they they marry with you, they celebrate with you, they eat and dine with you. At the end of the day, they will leave. Are you understanding my point? They will leave to their houses, they will go to their houses. What happens to the debt that you have incurred? What happened to the debt that you have incurred? Or this money that you were using to, you know, do a very big event, a very big party and all of that. Whereas you could, there are ways. Please don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong in organizing big parties if you have the money to do a very big wedding. There's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm against is when you do not have enough money, you do not have enough capital, instead of doing something simple, you want to impress people. Who do you want to impress? You want to impress people. Who do you want to impress? At the end of the day, they will leave you, and then after the whole party, they will go to their houses and they are enjoying their lives while you're there paying debt. There's a story of someone that the wife told him that she wants a very big party. She wants a very big party where her friends will talk about, it will be a talk of town. It will be a very big talk of town and all of that. So at the end of the day, what happens? It makes this young man to go into debt, to go about to borrow money in order to please her quest, in order to please her. And at the end of the day, what happens? They are battling with paying debts even after how many years? Do you know that even after how many years of marriage, some people are still paying their wedding debt? They're still paying debt. So why not organize something very simple? And there are ways you can organize weddings that it will be very simple but yet very classy. It's just the organizing. When you organize it very well, it's going to look very simple but yet classy. But when you do not have the money, where I have the problem is where there is no money, you do not have enough money, and you are going about to borrow. You're going about to impress people because you want to do wedding. I used to tell people, see, if you do not have enough, the moment you and this lady have agreed, you have accepted that the both of us we love each other, want to be with each other, you understand? And you have an understanding that you want to be with each other, what you should do is the little you have, work with what you have. Go and pay, like somewhere like Africa, you have to pay bride price. Like Africa, you have to pay bride price of the lady. But in other Western world, it's not like that. You just walk up to um the law, that's the marriage registry, and then you get your marriage registered, and that is all. But in Africa, you have to pay bride price when you are when you have the this thing to marry someone, you have to pay bride price. So what I'm just trying to say in essence is that if you are doing all of these things, you can work with budget. When you do that, you can go to um then you can go to court and which is the marriage registry, and get married to this person legally. Then organize very little party for people around you, to marry and dine with you. You must not do something so big. At the end of the day, the truth is, they don't give award for all these things. Nobody give award for the best weddings. Nobody give award. Okay, this person wedding was so classic. We give you the best wedding organizer of the year. Then why are you want to kill yourself? You want to kill yourself over that. Hey, they must do this one. Oh, they must do this one. Oh, they must do that one. You want to chase cloud, even when you cannot afford it. Please, I'm not against you doing big weddings. Please, that's not what I'm saying. In fact, it's very, very good to do big weddings if you can afford it, if you have more than enough. In fact, even the most wealthiest people that do, a lot of people who are very wealthy, they keep it very simple. They keep it very, very simple. It is just a lot of people that just want to do something that is that is so big. You want to spend all of your money. Hello, Rubinho. Is that your name? I really don't know how to pronounce this your name very well. Oh, but thank you for always joining my life. Thank you very much. God bless you. Because I can always see you joining my life, commenting on my videos. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So that's what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is, what do you think? Do you think it is okay to spend so much money in organizing a wedding? That is the question I'm asking. What is your opinion on this? Is it okay to spend a huge amount of money to organize wedding? Because I've seen instances where people spend a lot of money to organize weddings, and at the end of the day, you see that after the wedding, they'll begin to pay debts. They'll begin to pay loans that they have um, incurred at the expense of organizing this marriage. For me, I don't think it's okay. For me, I don't think it's proper. For me, I don't think it's nice. But I do not know your opinions. That is why I am trying to ask. Please give your opinion on this. Is it okay to spend lot spend a lot organizing a wedding? Yeah, because there's someone that I know, when they wanted to do their wedding, like I said before when I started, The lady started pressurizing the man, saying that I need a lot of things. I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to organize this, I want to organize that, bringing a lot of bills in place. Only her wedding gown alone. Do you know the cost? Do you know the cost? I mean, the cost is so expensive. And then she wants the man to do what? I know like this man has a very decent job. This man do not have a decent job. Do not have um a high paying job. He's just managing his life. But this lady said, no, hell no. This is what I want. I want to, I want my wedding to be glamorous. I want my wedding to be talk of the town. I want people when they attend my wedding, they will know that oh, they have attended wedding and all of that. So that's what I'm asking. Is it okay to spend a lot of money organizing wedding, and at the end of the day, after the wedding, you are not paying debts? You are not paying debt. Is it okay? Is it not better? Is it not better you spend minimal, and then even if you have this money after that, you can invest this money into a business. You can invest this money into a business. You start a business. Okay, you see some people they spend a whole lot of money organizing wedding. At the end of the day, you see your wives trekking. Their wives will be trekking after marriage. Your wife is pregnant. She'll carry heavy pregnancy and be trekking to the hospital. And be trekking to the hospital. Why? And you have spent over 5 million naira, 10 million naira to organize a wedding. Why must you do that? Why do you have to do that? So for me, I just feel like it is not cool. But you can drop your opinion. You can drop whatever you think in the comment section. What do you think? Is it okay to spend millions and thousands of money trying to organize a wedding party? Trying to organize a wedding party. These are jotters of wedding. You can do something very simple. You don't have to kill yourself trying to impress people. At the end of the day, I attended a program on Sunday where the woman was saying that actually did not care. She did not care about their marriage. They just did a very simple reception, and then she carried her things and her husband. They went to their house. So they went to their house. So whatever people are saying does not concern them. All they know is that they have celebrated their marriage. That's just it. Whatever anybody is saying is just none of their business. The most important thing is that they have celebrated their marriage. What I'm trying to say in essence is stop putting unnecessary pressure on yourself. Stop wanting to, please people. Stop wanting to, you know, what will people say? I want people to think of this. I want people to rate me like that. See, no matter what you do, no matter what you, no matter how it is the talk of that or however it is that you have organized it, I don't think they have ever given anybody a award for the best wedding. So my advice is work according to your budget, and every human being who have ambition, who have goals, should have a budget. You don't just go about your life, just living your life anyhow it is, anyhow you just want to live it. No, you should have a budget. You should say, okay, in this wedding, I am spending just $1,000, or in this wedding, I am spending just $500,000. $500. This is what I'm spending for this. Or if you spend in naira, you are telling yourself, okay, I'm spending just I'm spending just 1 million naira or 500,000 or 800,000. Do you know? Let me tell you, even with 800,000, you can still get a very good wedding. Like I keep telling people, it is all about organization. If you do not organize your party very well, if you do not organize your wedding very well, you are not going to have a good um even no matter the amount you spend, it is not going to tell on, it is not going to show that you have spent so much. It is good organization that makes a wedding party to look very organized and beautiful. So I tell people you don't have to spend too much. You don't have to spend too much. Don't go into debt because you are trying to um, organize a wedding, because you're trying to do wedding. Don't go into debt. Work with your budget. Don't try to impress anyone, because see, after your marriage or after wherever, they're not going to come and start paying debt with you. They have gone to their houses. In fact, I've attended a wedding where after the whole marriage we were expecting food. We did not see. I'm telling you, we did not see food. So at the end of the day, and this thing, it struck to me, and I just like, you see, now these people, they did what they could afford. There was no food. I did not sense food anywhere. I did not see. I did not see any food anywhere. Then what this taught me was that at the end of the day, whether you are there shouting I've not eaten or they did not do food, at the end of the day you just go to your house. At the end of the day, these couples are married. They are married and they are living in their, they have gone to their home. It is more reasonable than you going to borrow to impress people, to go and cook your love rice, to go and cook this one, when you know that it will take you long for you to be able to pay this debt. If you do not have this amount of money, if you do not have this amount of money to cook all this rice, to buy drinks and all of that, when they finish, do the ones you can do. If it's just as like this, you do. If it is little souvenir, you do. After everything, you give to people. Hmm? You share it to people, and then they go to their house. You too, you go to your house now. You too, you go to your house. You finish. Highest will just like, I don't see food chop for that place. So, this one, that one. Highest will just say, I don't see food chop, or I did not eat though. But how has that one? Cause what does, in what way did that thing concerns you now? In what way did it concern you? In what way did that thing concern you? Because you have gone to your house, they have gone to their houses. Finish. The most important thing is you're wedded, you're married, no debt, no whatever. You're not owing anybody, and you've gotten what you want. People have witnessed your whatever. So stop going into debt because you want to do big, luxurious parties. Stop going into debt. Like I said, there are people who are still paying the debt they are owing. Even their first child, their first child has grown up a little bit, but they are still paying debt. They are still paying debt. So, what am I trying to say? Please don't go into debt because you want to please anybody on your parties, on your wedding, reception. Do what you can afford. If people love you, let them come and celebrate with you. Let them come and celebrate with you. You don't have to impress anyone for them to, you know, validate you or whatever. You don't have to impress anybody. Do what you can afford. That's what I keep telling people. Stop trying to impress people. It's not nice. Okay? You only put yourself into debt. You only put yourself into some sort of troubles when you are trying to please anyone, when you are trying to please anybody. So for me, I don't think it's ideal for you to do that. So just do what you can afford. That is the essence of my message. But please drop in your comment section. In the comment section, do you think it is ideal for people to spend millions and millions of naira organizing a wedding or doing a wedding party, and after the whole thing, they will go into debt and they'll begin to pay debt. Do you think it is ideal? Do you think it's okay? Drop your comment. Will you spend thousands of dollars to organize your wedding, and at the end of the day you are paying for debt after this marriage? Will you do it? Because a lot of people do it. A lot of people borrow money to do weddings, to do wedding parties, and even when they are divorced with these people, they are still paying the debt. Will you spend thousands, thousands and thousands, a huge amount of money to organize a wedding party, and at the end of the day you are paying the debt? Is it ideal? Is it sensible? For me, it is not sensible. Yeah, do something simple. If you have the money, if you can afford it. See, I used to tell people, see, if you cannot afford something twice or more than twice, it means that you cannot afford it. If, for instance, you want to buy this pen and you cannot buy this pen two times, it means you cannot afford it. You are struggling. So you should look for something lower. Okay? That's what I keep telling people. You want to buy this book, you cannot afford it twice or three times. That's my own analysis. It means that you cannot buy, because the way people put themselves under pressure just to get some things done is so alarming. And at the end of the day, they get themselves into debt, into very big debt that they cannot come out. Let me tell you a story. There's one time like that. That is not now. It's been long. I wanted to get a laptop. I know that within me that at that point I will not be able to afford that laptop. But because the pressure, the person that wanted to sell that laptop was pressurizing me, telling me to. So out of pressure, I didn't want to look like I will not be able to afford that laptop. So I had to go borrowing. I went and borrowed just to get that laptop. What am I trying to tell you in essence? If you cannot afford something twice, if you have to buy something on credit before you will have to pay for it, it means that you cannot afford that thing. Don't put yourself under pressure. So that laptop, because this person was on my neck pressurizing me, get this laptop, why won't you do this? I didn't want to look like I didn't have the money. I didn't want to look like I could not afford it, so that the person doesn't start looking at me somehow. I had to go and borrow to get that laptop. Guess what? I went through depression just to pay their money. I went because the people I borrowed this money from to get this laptop started, disturbing me here and there and all of that. What is the lesson that I'm trying to put? Don't put yourself under pressure to acquire something. Yeah, don't put yourself under pressure. If you cannot afford it at that moment, I believe that there are alternatives. There are alternatives. There are simple alternatives to to acquiring that thing. You don't have to kill yourself. This was how those people that I borrowed this money from to get this laptop, they were just all over me, disturbing my life up and down. They didn't allow me to rest because I wanted to prove a point to that guy that I can afford it, and I didn't want him to look at me with some sort of eye, or to look at me somehow that I cannot afford it. So why am I sharing this story? Yes, if you are doing a wedding or whatever it is that you are doing, don't aim at impressing anyone. Don't aim at, okay, I want people to begin to view me at this. If anybody cannot view you at a certain level, it is not when you do something to impress them, or what, or you're trying to organize a very big wedding that will make them begin to look you as high class. No, it's not. Because at the end of the day, they are not going to go back to your home with you. They are not going to follow you to pay this debt. They are not going to pay this debt with you. You are going to face the payment of the debt yourself. At the end of the day, all you did was just to impress them. All you did was just to make them look at you from a certain angle, of which you are not. You're trying to let them know that you can afford it. When within you, deep within you, you know you cannot afford that thing. You cannot afford it. Yes, you cannot afford it. So that was what happened when I got that laptop. And guess what? I didn't even really use that laptop right now. That laptop was just that it didn't even serve me in what I wanted to do. I just wanted to prove a point to this person that, oh, I could afford it. What makes you think I cannot afford this laptop? You can, when you're trying to impress people, you will put yourself into a lot of problems that before you recover from those problems, it will be so much. And that's why I see most of the time, like I tell people, if you cannot buy this thing twice at, at that moment, or you let me use an instance of this pen, you cannot buy this pen twice at that moment, it means you cannot afford it. Don't allow anybody pressure you. Don't allow anybody tell you you must own this. If you don't own this, you are not among the class of this. You are not among the class of that. Just like some girls, some ladies, they'll tell you they'll have to own some sort of designer bags. If you don't own this sort of designer bags, you are not. They are not looking at you from this. They are looking down on you and all of that. Are you measuring your worth with material things? Your worth is not measured by material things. If your worth is measured by material things, on the hair you put on the shoes you wear, and it means that you're so poor. If all your worth is measured at is the hair you wear, is the bags you hold, the designer bags, the shoes, it means that you are very poor. Your worth is not measured by the bags, the shoes, and clothes that you wear. That's what I used to tell people. It's measured by what you have upstairs. For instance, you are wearing a very expensive shoe and a very expensive, holding a very expensive bag. And then when I come to converse with you, and then you're just spilling rubbish, you're just saying what is not sensible. You don't have sense. You're not making sense. It shows that your worth is only tied to the bags. Your worth is only tied to the shoe. Your worth is only tied to the hair. Please, I am not saying that you shouldn't um put on good hair or wear good uh shoes or clothes. But what I'm trying to say, I wear good things too. But what I'm trying to say is that don't let anyone pressure you to say that, okay, if you don't have these things, you don't have what. No. Don't let anyone try to pressure you that when you do not wear good hair, your worth is less. No. Your worth is not less. What I'm trying to tell you to make you understand is that your worth is not tied to the shoes that you wear, the price of the shoes that you wear. Your worth is not tied to the bags that you are holding or to the designer's clothes that you are wearing. Your worth is measured by your true identity is measured by what you have inside of you. Like I said earlier, okay, why do you see that someone might look very attractive, very very attractive physically? Maybe when you saw this, you see this person, the person is looking so appealing, well dressed, and then you walk up to this person, just a little conversation with this person, then you're so disappointed because you have rated this person so hard. You have rated this person so hard that, oh, this person, wow. But the moment you get close to them, you are so disappointed. You were so disappointed because why? They don't have anything upstairs. They don't have anything to offer. Improve yourself so much. Let it be a kind of a good and a high personal development that when people come around you, you understand, when people come around you, they are going to see value. They are going to get value for coming around you. Like I said, what's bringing all these things is that a lot of people try to impress people by organizing big parties, big weddings that ordinarily they cannot afford. They cannot afford it. They know within themselves that they cannot afford it. But all they do is that they will go and borrow just to impress people. They do that a lot in Africa. They do that a lot just to impress people, just to give people a certain kind of impression, making you look like you have so much. Please, who are you trying to impress? Hmm? If you have so much, you don't even need to make noise. You don't need to shout. It will show by itself. It will show. So you're trying to prove some point to people, something that you invest into a business and you will make very good amount of money. Invest your capital wisely, not lavishing it on things that are not relevant. Yes, if you have so much, you have so much and enough, and you just want to, have something big for yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. Hello, Rebuild Ho. Thank you very much. Good afternoon. I hope you're doing great. Thank you very much again for always joining my life. God bless you. Thank you so much. Remain blessed. I really don't know how to pronounce this your name properly, which is it Rabin Ho something? Wow, but I know you're the one I'm talking to. So what am I trying to say? Stop trying to impress people. Stop trying to impress people. Stop trying to make people look at you in a certain way that you are not. You're not in a certain you're not. You know within you that this the way these people are reaching you, you are not that way. But you're just trying to carry yourself. Hmm? That money you want to, you see some people that spend 10 million naira on a wedding. It happens. It happens in Nigeria. It happens in Africa. Okay, you're spending 10 million naira on a wedding just for people to come and dine wine, and this money you borrowed it. This money you borrowed it, and you're going to pay back. How do you pay back now? How do you pay back? How do you start paying back this money? And that is how you see people years after years, even after they are married, they are still paying debt. Some people, even after they are even divorced with this person, they are paying the debt of that marriage. Please stop trying to impress people. Stop, just be yourself. Just be yourself. That's what I can see. Be yourself at every moment. Stop trying to please anyone. Stop trying to make anyone look at you in a certain way. If you want to buy something and they tell you the price and you cannot afford it at that moment, don't say, don't don't feel ashamed to say I can't afford this thing right now. But say I can't afford it right now, but I know that I can afford it later. But right now I cannot trying to come and force yourself. I told you how I was trying to impress somebody to buy a laptop. I told you no. I said it at the beginning of this. I was trying to impress somebody to buy I wanted to buy a laptop. The person brought this laptop to me. I know not like I really need it at that moment, but because the person just came um prospected this to me, and because I didn't want this person to look at me like she cannot afford this or she cannot afford this. That was how I forced myself. I went and borrowed money to get this laptop. At the end of the day, what happened? This person has sold this laptop, and at the end of the day, I am paying debt. I am. Do you understand? What I'm trying to say is, try to impress anyone. Don't do it. Don't do it, because it's going to land you into troubles. It's going to land you into regrets. Okay, so what I'm asking is, what this video is about is it okay to spend so much money on weddings, and at the end of the day you are paying debt after the weddings? Is it wise? That is my question. Please drop your comments. Is it wise to spend huge amount of money on weddings or any luxurious stuff, and after that you were paying debts after all, after the whole thing, when everybody have gone to their houses, when everybody, and then you are paying debt? Is it okay? Please, I want to get your opinion. Let me know, is it cool to do that? Just drop your comment. For me, like I said, it is not ideal for you to go about spending so much. I told you of a friend, someone that I know, not really so close. This person was not having so much. Okay, in like in Nigeria, where when people want to do wedding, they want to make it very big. They want it to be so big that people will say, "Oh, this did you went to this lady's wedding? It was the talk of town. Oh, you will scatter the internet. Let the internet to you want to scatter the internet. Let your wedding be the talk of the town." Well, this person who went for this wedding, at the end of the day, in fact, there was no food shared. They didn't share food. Yes, I mean there was no food shared at the party. I am not saying that it is cool for not sharing food, but I believe that they could not afford it. They could not afford it. That was why there was no food. And it's not a crime. It's not a crime. They couldn't afford it. So what you cannot afford, you shouldn't be ashamed to say, I can afford this now. Because it doesn't mean that you cannot afford it later. Okay, you trying to impress people, borrowing money, spending millions to organize that wedding party to impress people to come and eat jollof rice. If you're in Nigeria, you understand. You see that jollof rice, they don't joke with it. They don't joke with it. In parties, they don't joke with it. Okay, you are cooking jollof rice, you've gone to borrow money, millions and all of that. The same jollof rice that if you go to their houses is being packed there in their houses, in their fridge. They will not eat it. Hmm? But they'll come to parties. Some people will come and be dragging food in parties. So this lady knows that me, ah, we cannot afford this. We cannot afford this thing. The thing is, do what you can afford. Just do what you can afford. At the end of the day, there's no award. They are not going to give anybody any award. Nobody is going to put your name in the newspaper to say that, wait, these people, they did not cook rice. These people, they did not do this. No, I've visited or I've been invited for best and good events where it's the talk of the town. Like when you enter this parties, you know that wow, this is a well organized party. But nobody puts it in the magazine. Nobody called these people to say we are giving you award for for bringing so much food at your wedding. We are giving you award for providing people with so much drinks on your wedding. Nobody, trust me, nobody did that. But these are great parties. These are great events. So that's what I'm trying to say. Don't go and kill yourself. Do what you can afford. Don't allow anyone to pressure you. Don't allow anyone to push you into doing what you don't want to do. My advice also is to ladies. A lot of ladies, they are so pushed by peer pressure. Your friends is telling you if you don't have this bag, it means you do not belong. Your friends is telling you if you don't have this kind of shoe, it means that you do not belong. If you do not have bone straight wig, you do not belong. Please don't allow anybody pressure you. The one that you have, comb it very well and wear it, and you will still look good. The clothes that you have, wash it very well and iron it, you will still look good. The bag that you have, just know how to style clothes. Just know how to style. Do you know that you can wear one clothes like 3 4 times? Nobody will notice. It depends on the styling. It depends on how you style that clothes. Likewise, a wedding, you can spend less, but make it in such a way that it will look so stylish, but that people will think you spend so much in it. So for me, I just think it is not wise to go and overspend, and at the end of the day, you go about borrowing and paying back debt and loans. That's what I'm trying to say. But in essence, also, I am not trying to say that when you have this money, you shouldn't spend it. When you have this money, I use an instance with this pen. If you can afford this pen 2 times, it means that you can afford it. But if you have to borrow before you can pay for this pen, it means that you cannot afford it. Don't bother yourself. Don't kill yourself over it. So if you cannot afford that from your pocket twice, it means that you cannot afford it. And please Don't put yourself under unnecessary pressure. It is not good. It is not nice. That is just a simple thing that I'm trying to say. Life is very simple, but it is most of us that is making the life look as if it's difficult. We make life look like it's so difficult to achieve things. I'm not I do not okay or fake life. No.